Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Witch Tarot channel. Welcome anyone who's new here as well. So today we are asking for guidance on what healing you might need today. So we have 4 piles to choose from. What you'll do is just pick which pile or even piles you're drawn to. It is perfectly okay to be drawn to more than one. There may be messages in more than one pile for you if that's the case. Or if you are only drawn to one, that is fine as well. So we'll start with pile number 1, where we have the 9 of Earth card, along with the Selenite Heart. Feel free to pick using the card or the crystal or the combination of both, whatever your intuition guides you to today. Pile 2, you have the 9 of Fire, and you have the blue agate crystal. Pile number 3, you have the 9 of Water, and this rose quartz. Okay. And then last but not least, pile number 4, you have the 9 of Air and the golden healer quartz. Okay, so if you need more time to choose, please feel free to pause the video, take as much time as you need, and I will see you soon in your pile or piles. Hello, pile number 1. So we are going to be getting your oracle cards to start out with. We're using 3 oracle decks, and then we are using a tarot deck, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot, but I'll be using it more as a kind of a guiding overall energy oracle type of deck today. Okay, I'm going to get 2 cards from this deck, and then we'll be getting 1 card from each of the other decks. These are all pre-shuffled, so we're just giving them a quick little shuffle on camera so that we pull in some of your energy today as the viewers. And already getting some strong energy coming through here. It was really interesting. As soon as I started filming for your pile, even just right before when I started kind of the preparation, I got a little rush of like sadness. And so I don't know if there's some of you out there that are feeling pretty sad, or there's an issue around you, or even people around you that are dealing with something that is even like a loss or grieving. If that's the case, sending you lots of healing, love, and light. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into your cards, and then we'll see if that comes up again. But we have Patience with the Trout Lily. We have Adaptation with the Blackberry. We have Endure with the Cold Moon. Number 38, if that is important to anyone here. Let's go ahead and put that here. We have, very interesting, the Hero. Okay, we'll get into that a little bit more in a moment. Let's just get all your cards out here. And then we have Earth Anchor. This says rootedness, recalibration, and Kundalini rising. And look at that beautiful sunlight coming through the trees here. So getting kind of a message of, don't lose sight of that light ahead. And if you have I feel like you're going to be getting a glimpse. It's like you're getting a glimpse of this light shining through the trees. It may feel like you're going through a bit of a dark forest. Yeah, getting kind of that like feeling a bit lost, feeling a bit of the light has been maybe leached out of your world for a little bit here, or for some reason something's happened. Almost getting the sense of like a tower moment having happened recently for some of you guys. And if it hasn't been recent, it's also possible that you're just dealing with some residual energies. Maybe it's kind of cropped back up and you're having to find that light again. Yeah, it's interesting. We know with this Nine of Earth here, so this is the Nine of Pentacles, so very prosperous, joyful, self-sufficient, kind of having everything that you need. Some people even refer to it as like the retirement card. So it kind of has that sense of like having achieved and worked for some goals and then being able to enjoy what you've harvested in a way. And this card specifically from this deck talks about how apples are providing for a village, are providing for a family, and even are healing. So they are often used in cold remedies or cold prevention. There's even cinnamon here, which is known for its like antibacterial, fungal properties. So definitely a lot of healing coming through this card. You know, the whole saying of like an apple a day keeps the doctor away is coming through as well. So, and with endure and the cold moon and patience, you know, there's definitely a feeling of having to persist through something that's been, it has a feeling of being cold. Maybe some of you have been sick recently with a cold as well. That's a message coming up for some of you. So, but there is a sense of having to have this courage to come through with this rootedness, recalibration, and Kundalini rising. It does feel like there's this fire that wants to push through. And I do get a sense that if any of you are feeling like disconnected from your body, from even your natural surroundings, if you're feeling like you've just been, you know, a lot of you that are in the northern hemisphere, if you're watching this reading right now, it's a very cold time of the year. A lot of us spend time inside. You know, if you work during the daylight, you might even be feeling a bit isolated from, or like cut off from the sunlight and the warmth during the day. And so if that's the case, there is a recommendation here of really finding a way, and it's going to be unique to, you know, where you are in the world and your unique natural surroundings, but finding a way to reconnect with the earth and with nature, even if that's taking a drive in, you know, a really beautiful part of the landscape that's around you, even if it's just putting your hands on a tree, or getting the sense of like going somewhere where you can listen to the wind coming through the trees, or even through, I just keep getting like this image of branches waving, whether that's like, but I'll leave that there. I'm going to I want to leave that more open because everyone's going to be a little bit different, but finding a way to reconnect and feel rooted again in nature in some way is definitely coming through as an element of healing here for you. And I do get a sense that this is the way to help that energy rise up through all of your chakras as well. So it's feeling rooted in the earth, reconnecting with the power that comes through Mother Gaia, you know, the soil, everything that is what we come from as well. You know, we get our nutrition from food that's grown in the soil, right? And we're sheltered and nurtured by the land around us, right? Our houses are built of elements that come from the earth that shelters us, provides us with safety and shelter and security. So, you know, reminding yourself of that is actually going to help to give you that sense of fire back into your life. I know it sounds a little bit strange, like earth turning into fire, but that's definitely the message that's coming through here. So maybe some of you would also be well served to, you know, do some sort of fire magic or fire ritual, you know, whether that's like sitting around a fire pit with a group of friends or with a significant other, or even just by yourself, and, you know, thinking about how fire connects to life, and almost like bringing the energy of the fire within yourself to help warm you out of this cold phase that it seems like some of you have been going through. I'd really like to get some of your tarot cards and just get a better sense of directly what is happening for you at this time that you're needing healing with. So what is the healing that pile one is needing? What's the healing energy that will help them in this moment in their life with whatever is going on within and or around them? So you have 10, the wheel. Interesting. Okay, well, there's that tower energy, so very interesting that it came up. And, you know, it's really interesting when the wheel and the tower come up together. This is the Wheel of Fortune. There's always a sense of something dramatic changing in your life, but it being predestined. You know, see how this wheel came out, and then the tower, it's like this was written. This was something that you decided on, your soul decided on before you even came into this physical manifestation of yourself on this earth. It's like it was part of your story that you wanted your soul to experience this lifetime. So whatever has happened, whatever tower moment is present in your energy at this time, I do get very much this sense that it is meant for this to happen, right? So sending you into a bit of a cold time here. I'm getting with this moon on water, a very much a sense of incubation. You see this egg here underneath the water, and it feels like all of these animals are like waiting for this egg to emerge. And then it's really interesting here with this eel. It's almost as if this like eel was born from that egg there. So there might be some connection here with like an eel spirit I'm getting coming through just for like a select few of you. So maybe look that up, what the meaning of like an eel animal totem is. Might be helpful for you moving through this energy. But you know, eels definitely remind me of snake energy as well, and you know, the snake birthing from the egg, and snakes definitely connect in with that kundalini energy too. So it feels very much, you know, there's definitely this sense of connection, of everything being, it's like different little pieces, or you know, cogs in a wheel, spokes in a wheel here. So you needed all of these pieces in order for this to come through. There's with this Seven of Bows clearance anchoring your reading here, you know, there is very much a sense, and even look at this fire here that was built, right? Clearing out some of this stagnant energy that's been building up. So with this card in particular, there's very much a sense that there was something that was being held onto, whether you were conscious of it or not, whether it was within your internal energy or whether it was in kind of a situation that was around you or was, in your energy, that needed to be cleared, needed to be set free in some way, transformed, right, from one state to another. Here we have the earth element of wood being burned and essentially transformed into fire first and then into air, right? And it enters into that cycle, right? That air, eventually those particles form into cloud particles and rain back down to earth, and become part of the soil. So it's as if you're freeing up some energy that's been locked up for a while and turning it into something that can then be transmuted and utilized to become anew again and to grow into something. Yeah, there's something that's just right at the edge of my perception. I can't quite grasp it and turn it into words. Let's see what guidance is coming through here. I think so. This adaptation keeps drawing my eye. I'd actually like to read from the book for you guys to see what guidance is being given here with the blackberry. So pull up that section here in the book. Okay, so we have, this book is beautiful. It gives a lot of information about the healing and traditional medicinal properties of blackberry. So, if you'd like to take a screenshot of that and read it, please feel free to do so. But I'm just going to focus on the specific oracle properties of this card. So we have right here, the oracle property related to this group of plants is adapt or adaptation. Any gardener, forager, or hiker who has had to contend with the thorny arcs of this bramble can attest to the fact that no matter the terrain, this tenacious plant finds a way to flourish. Okay. Though often being thought of as a pest or invasive plant, the blackberry also provides shelter, to many animals and food for butterflies, bees, moths, and all sorts of larger creatures, including humans. The blackberry's ability to adapt and flourish in new or even hostile terrain is certainly something we can learn from. Part of its success can be attributed to its thorny canes. The blackberry bramble is nearly impenetrable and never easy to eradicate. If you find yourself in a situation that seems to require that you adapt, even radically, keep in mind that it is sometimes good to have your defenses up while you are in flux. In time, you can flower and offer your gifts to the world. Forging into new terrain is never easy and may require a great deal of effort and openness to change. Remember that self-care can be one of your most important tools in times of transition and change. And here is that, if you'd like to take a picture of that as well. Okay, so that gives a lot more insight into your message coming through here for me. I do feel that, so for some of you, I'm getting a very strong sense that there may be a need to almost grow some thorns, some thorniness, and not in a cruel or seeking to cause pain to others type of way, more as in a ability to keep things at a distance or even people at a greater distance that aren't welcome, that aren't people or energies or situations that you want to kind of welcome into your shelter, right? To share your shelter with you, to be sheltered by you and by your energy. So there may have been situations in your past, maybe even leading up to this tower moment, where there were certain energies that you were maybe not being discerning enough, or that, you know, were extremely convincing and you did not realize were not healthy or were not what you wanted to invite in to share your energetic space, right? And so there's a very strong message coming through that in the future, you've now been given the insight, the wisdom, and the courage. There's definitely a message about having like a stronger foundation, a stronger backbone in a way, like the more of the tools, almost like you now have the claws to be able to, you know, essentially show your teeth if you need to, right? If there's an energy approaching you and you discern that it's not healthy and not something that you wish to invite in, you can show your teeth, show your claws, and usher it along its way, right? And no harm, no foul. That is actually extremely healthy and a very self-caring and self-loving act to do. And so some of the healing coming through here that you are needing is perhaps to accept that new element of yourself, an element of your life of, yeah, it's almost as if there may have been, you know, I'm getting a sense that that stuck energy almost prevented you from being able to stand up for yourself in a certain type of way. And now it's being burned and freed up, turned into fire, and then you can use that new, free, moving energy within you to have defenses and have, yeah, it's like I'm getting this image of you forging this into, you know, weapons of defense, weapons of self-protection. Yeah, very much a sense of self-protection, a new way of self-protecting coming through, and a new conviction of your right to self-protect as well. And that's a very rooted way to be, but also, you know, it's very much like you're drawing that power from the earth, right? The earth protects herself as well. You know, everything on earth has a way of protecting itself in one way or another. And, you know, all animals, all plant life, all, you know, even like to the tiny little cellular level, very unique, but everything has a way to protect itself when needed and when appropriate. Okay, and so, yeah, I'm even being drawn to, you know, this beautiful figure here. Look at these claws, right? Look at the claws on this bear. Look at the knives coming out, the horns here, even the knives hanging from the horns. You know, there's very much a sense of having the ability to protect oneself, but it not being anything that detracts from this figure's beauty and magnificence. And, you know, I think this image very much is something that, you know, people are given to be in awe of, right? And to respect. Definitely a sense of you being able to commandeer more respect. You know, even with this figure here, we have the owl for wisdom. We have these hands grasping, and yet look at how this figure is moving through, you know, saying no, walking away from this energy. The energy is fading away, not able to actually grasp at her anymore. I do get very, very much a sense that for some of you, there's been a very toxic and quite overwhelming draw on your energy. And yeah, your guides are really wanting you to know that that's not meant to be part of your path forever. And you may have felt an obligation, or there may have been a sense of not being able to change a situation. And so, you know, if there's been something that's come in to dramatically change the situation for you, they want you to know that it's for your own greater good, right? It's for your own, it's really for your protection. And I do get a sense that you are protected in this transition here as well. There's very much a sense of like your guides watching over this incubating energy. Yeah, okay. I'd like to get just a couple more. Let's see here. I'm actually going to grab a different deck for you, so hang tight for one moment. All right, so I actually grabbed this Witchlings deck. It has a very, very different energy than any of these cards really, but I just felt like we needed a little bit of light, cleansing energy to come in here. So let's get a little bit of words of inspiration, of guidance, of healing for you, some advice. Oh, wow. Well, there we go. So courage. Courage is the strength to stand up when it's easier to fall down. Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, you guys have already gotten the message of courage with this hero card here. This is very much just reinforcing that you have this within you, absolutely, even if it doesn't feel like it right now. And this is part of what is kind of transmuting in you, is some of this stuck energy is moving through, becoming a bit more fiery, a bit more free to give you the energy and the inspiration and that, yeah, sense of being able to walk into the face of fear and do it with some sense of joy, some sense of purpose that perhaps you weren't feeling connected to before. Okay, so maybe if some of you are feeling a disconnection still from being able to be courageous or feeling courage in this situation at the moment, you know, we talked about connecting with being rooted in nature, but, you know, also there may be some need to look for maybe a meditation on courage, read about courage, maybe look for some inspirational quotes about being courageous. Maybe put those inspirational quotes up where you can see them when you wake up in the morning or when you know, need kind of like a reminder throughout the day. Maybe put it on your phone and your notes app, and you can refer to that when you need to. Yeah, just a few things that are coming through there. And we'll get one last one. Vitality. Vitality is the beaming force that gives energy and vigor to life. Yeah. So, you know, look at the color of these cards, very much matching. There's all different colors of cards in these decks, so it's really interesting to see these specific colors and messages coming through for you because they're quite connected. You know, that courage often comes from tapping into that sense of vitality, that sense of being alive, right? Of having a purpose, of having something that drives you in a way, something that makes you feel connected to life force, reminds you of the reason that you're here, right? And part of that is to just enjoy life, enjoy being alive, right? We all only have so long to actually be here on this earth, enjoying all of the beautiful things that, you know, the surrounding landscape, this beautiful planet, the people that we connect with, the things that we do that give us meaning and reason to get up every day and strive and work hard, to push forward even in the face of things that frighten us or things that oppose us or challenges, hurdles we have to overcome. You know, I love this image here of her standing on this fiery star. And I really get that you guys are going through a transition right now that's going to bring you back in touch with this life force energy. So whatever it is that you're having to face with courage, you know, connecting into, yeah, something that makes you feel alive. So I'm being given a message to encourage you to contemplate, you know, however works best for you, maybe by taking a walk, maybe by journaling, doing a vision board, art, meditating, talking to a really close friend, whatever it is that helps you think of and reconnect with yourself and really hone into your core and your center. Ask yourself what brings you a sense of being truly alive, of being really in the moment, of being filled with a sense of power and energy and vigor and vitality. You know, what is it that helps you feel that way? Is it something you do? Is it something you... Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there because it can be so different for every person here. But whatever it is that comes to mind for you, do more of that. You know, allow yourself the grace, the time to connect with that energy in any way that you can, and bring some more of that sense of vitality into your life. You know, hopefully on a regular basis, maybe every week, maybe every month, maybe every day, depending on what it is, and cultivate more of that vitality. That's going to give you the courage to move forward and really transmute this tower energy into something powerful that's going to, yeah, help to heal that, help you to adapt, help you to bring in more of that ability to discern and self-protect and respect your own boundaries and assert them in the face of maybe really difficult forces at times. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, pile number 1. I think that is your reading today. So thank you so much for coming to the channel, and I really hope that this has helped you in some way. If you feel inspired to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. I love hearing from anyone and everyone on this channel. Feel free to like, subscribe. All of that very much helps the channel, and I can't wait to see you again in a future reading. All right, take care, pile 1. Hello, pile number 2. So you were drawn to the 9 of Fire, which is also the Wild Cherry card. Just going to give you a good look at that one here, because there's just so much going on in this card, and I kind of get the sense, you're also drawn to the Blue Agate, by the way. I also am getting the sense that there might just be a lot going on in your life right now. Like, it feels like almost, you know, are some of you having trouble being able to almost feel reliable because, you know, there's so much going on. I'm getting a sense that maybe some of you have double booked yourselves, or you've just like run out of energy, or you just kind of feel overwhelmed and like there's a lack of even like desire to actually do all of the things that for a while there perhaps you were kind of balancing or juggling, or maybe all of a sudden you have had new responsibilities come in and some of your existing responsibilities have had to fall to the wayside. So let's see what we get coming through with your cards here. I'm actually just going to get one card from this deck, like this one. I'm actually going to flip your cards as we go. I didn't do that for pile 1, but I'm getting a strong message here to go ahead and just do that for you. Yeah, there's almost a message coming through of like simplifying for you guys, that maybe there's a real need right now to simplify things in your life, and we're going to try to just simplify things in your reading as well. So we have so far Enhance with the Indigo Plant, Breaking Illusions, which is number 9, and it says the Crow Moon there. Interesting. Okay, and getting this one. Okay, we have the 6 of Air, which is the 6 of Swords. And we'll just get one more card here for you. This Oracle card. Oh, wow. Okay. That's really interesting because I was already feeling a bit of, yeah, there might be something going on around you that's maybe familial obligations, things to do with taking care of family or family matters, or people that are either your related family or even your chosen family, like a really strong friend group or community group is coming through here as well, where, yeah, stamina is just coming through so strongly. Like there might be this feeling that your stamina has been waning, has been lagging. You were perhaps keeping a lot going up in the air for a while, and you almost feel like there's, yeah, you're kind of realizing that you thought in a way you wanted to be super busy, you know, have all this stuff going on, but there's a feeling of wanting to simplify coming through here, of maybe wanting to drop things that don't serve your higher purpose, or that might just be the advice coming through for your guides. So if you haven't tapped into that in a conscious level, I feel like your guides are telling you that there may be a need to almost like distill your commitments into what truly matters. And in this way, you know, perhaps you come from a long line of people who tend to just do it all the time, be crazy busy, you know, never have a free moment in their schedule. And your guides are saying, you know, there may be a need to step up, take some leadership in asserting your right to focus just on those things that truly, truly matter and truly bring you happiness, and open up time for play. You know, one of the messages that comes through with the wild cherry here is bringing a sense of playfulness into your life. The guidebook talks a lot about, you know, the joy of summer, the joy of being able to go and, you know, romp through the fields and feel the sun on your skin, and, you know, just run through like fields of flowers. And that even in winter, remembering that sensation and bringing that back into your life, bringing that energy into your life. You know, this card here, there's flowers and herbs and, you know, these beautiful dried bundles that in wintertime will still bring a sense of that fragrance and feeling and energy of summer into the home, right? So let's get some tarot cards for you here, and we're actually going to use this Tarot Mucha deck for you guys. So we'll just give it a couple shuffles. I've already pre-shuffled all of your decks, of course, as usual, but I always like to give another shuffle or two on camera when called so that I bring in your energy today. So yeah, let's get, okay, wow. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Really interesting to have a 9 and a 9, especially because today was the nines were all for, oh, we even have another 9 here. Oh, it's so interesting. Okay. So definitely 9s are coming through for you. So, you know, 9s might be something that you've been seeing quite a few of, or you might start to see 9s, and they can be a nod from your spirit guides of going in the correct direction. 9 also, the energy of 9 very much talks about coming to the end of one, essentially like, yeah, it's like a path or a journey or a sense of mission. And so, you know, there is a feeling of coming to the end of something, reaching kind of that pinnacle, and then being able to transition into something new. You know, the nine is sometimes, this Nine of Pentacles is sometimes referred to as the retirement card. And so, you know, some of you may be in that stage of your life, ready to move into actual retirement. And for others, it may be more talking about retiring something that you've been doing. You know, even if this is retiring like generational patterns that you've been, you know, I keep getting drawn to all of these symbols circling this figure's head. And this, what they're holding here makes me think of the medical caduceus. And so, you know, there's a sense of like healing the heart, healing all of the chakras. You know, look at the way this energy, this chakra energy, is connecting up to higher guidance, to, you know, universal path. And we're being brought from dark into light here, right? So there's a sense of this transitioning from a sense of being perhaps without sight about this. Perhaps you didn't have insight into this, and you're being brought into a space where you have a lot of clarity. There's light, there's healing, there's a sense of knowing, of being able to choose very freely and with power. Yeah, getting a sense very much of like empowerment that you're moving into here. Being able to break through those illusions, to truly see what matters in your life, and to essentially retire anything that does not matter enough for you to give it your energy. Page of Cups. Getting both of these. The Fool, okay. Justice. Look at that, centering your reading here. Beautiful. Yeah. Healing. Look at that Justice. Healing from something that's been hurting. Something that really, it feels like it was really not right. It was really unjust. This Four of Swords. And being able to, you know, this is a sense of peace, of rest, of recuperation here as well. Can get one more card here for you. Oh yeah, okay. And then Temperance. Beautiful. Our bottom of the deck energy is the Knight of Cups, which I just got a strong sense is like really reiterating this Page of Cups energy here for us. So, the message coming through for your healing here, and there is such a strong feeling of healing coming through, especially in your tarot cards. So I can see that this is a phase that you perhaps have been moving through, but are definitely entering into as well. Something that's really been painful, that's really been kind of like stuck in your heart for a long time, maybe even generations. You know, it's maybe something that was passed down here, especially with the Three of Swords and the Four of Swords coming out right below this Healing Generational Patterns card. Definitely getting a strong message here that this is something that's been within your karma, perhaps generational karma. And it's being healed. You know, there's a transition here surrounding this Justice, Three of Swords, Four of Swords. I feel like this is the message about this generational karma. If the generational karma doesn't resonate with you, it may be something directly from your own past lives, or even earlier in this life for you. Okay, so take whatever resonates there. But with this Fool card, and then this Temperance card kind of bookending this, I get this message of this journey, you know, starting with the Fool, moving through to this Temperance card where there is this true balancing of energies here. And so again, this message of balancing play, of bringing play into your daily schedule. Very strong message coming through, you know, bringing play in. I apologize, my cats, literally as I said that, started to play. So if you hear them in the background, they are playing with each other right now as we speak. So very cute. But yeah, bringing this sense of play, you know, really finding ways to balance your time and your obligations so that play becomes a cherished part of your everyday life, something that you don't drop just because something else comes up. You know, realigning your priorities to assert that play deserves your time, your energy, your planning, your commitment as well. And with this Page of Cups coming in, I just feel like the universe is really wanting to offer this to you. And so, you know, there may be some of you that feel like you're out of touch with what play is and what it means to you. I feel like the universe is saying, you know, we want to offer this message to you. You know, if you open up, allow us to communicate with you, you know, however you communicate with your guides, however you kind of tune into your own, you know, it's your own inner child, your own kind of core self, past all of those like illusions of ego and all of our adults, you know, responsibilities and obligations that kind of get like piled on us and can sometimes kind of make it a bit hard to remember who we were as, you know, when we were born, right? And when we were kind of more purely our own essence. So getting back to that pure essence of yourself, you know, remembering what it was like when you played as a child and finding a way to bring that sense of exuberance and joy in life back in. So it's definitely you know, there's some similarities to this message to pile 1, and with this 9 of Pentacles card here, relating to that 9 of Earth for pile 1. If you did also feel drawn to pile 1, there's a message coming through here that you may want to watch that reading as well. But moving past that, so I am going to actually read from the guidebook on this Indigo Enhance card for you, because I'm getting a strong message that is a healing message that's wanting to come through from your guides. So let's see what we have here. Okay. So there is always a long message here at the beginning of the guidebook about the healing properties and traditional uses of this plant. So feel free to take a screenshot if you'd like to read that. But I'll be going through, skipping ahead to the meaning of the plant. So, all right. So it talks about indigo being used for dye traditionally, and here we go. Indigo's virtue as a coloring agent leads us to the oracle property Enhance. We are often inclined to discard or reject things that are less exciting or remarkable than we would like. Even when judging ourselves, we tend to only value what is most special, often ignoring the solid, steadfast characteristics that make us functional and of value in our communities. Shifting your perspective or routine can bring new life to relationships, situations, and thought patterns. Before discarding something, try changing the way you think about it. Simple changes can make a world of difference when you are in a funk or feeling creatively blocked. Maybe that means a new coat of paint, an out of the ordinary date night, or something as simple as tidying up and setting out a vase of flowers. Beautiful. Yeah, so, okay, it's really interesting that we have like setting out flowers coming through with what we were talking about with this card here, the 9 of Fire, and, you know, bringing flowers of summer into winter. So very strong message coming through here about bringing that feeling of newness, that creative spark, that sense of play into even just your, you know, kind of normal, maybe quote unquote boring routine things that you do every day, you know, things that you can't necessarily drop from your routine, right? And so even being able to bring in a sense of play into those daily routines is going to bring about this healing for you. You know, maybe you grew up in a family where people were just kind of generally like low energy, low vibe, felt like, oh, you know, I hate doing the dishes, I hate doing laundry, you know, this kind of sucks. Like, I hate having to do these daily routine things, they're so boring. You know, and perhaps you grew up with that feeling around that, and it's really kind of hung on, and it colors your everyday lived experience in a negative light, in a negative way. And I'm getting a message from your guides here to touch back into your inner child. You know, how can you make these things that you must do into play? How can you make a new routine or a new ritual or a new way of looking, perceiving things that you're doing to bring a feeling of play into those everyday activities? And then also bringing in some new things entirely, or bringing back, you know, things into your life that you know you've lost touch with, but you would like, and you know that they would bring that sense of play into your life as well. So finding that balance there, allowing yourself to let go of those kind of negative attitudes, anything that you've brought with you from either your family of origin or society around you, or perhaps, you know, friends or community have influenced your way of thinking or feeling about things as well. You know, anything can be made fun, right? Like, you can, you know, if you want to, you can Google or find a YouTube video or a TikTok video on how to make laundry fun, right? How to make folding fun. And there's so many creative ideas and people out there who are doing it. People who just find laundry fun as well because they think about it in a certain way. You know, that's just one kind of silly example, but it's possible, right? And so we don't have to suffer. You know, it's a choice, really, you know, to suffer, especially during things that, you know, when you really put it in a perspective, it's a privilege, right? To have clothes to launder and to have a house to clean and have dishes to wash, you know, have food to prepare. All of that is truly a privilege, and truly a blessing. And so being able to kind of remind ourselves of that and change our thinking around some of those monotonous seeming things and turn them into a source of joy and a source of gratitude and a source of play, you know, that's truly a blessing. And I do feel like that will heal something that's been passed down here, some patterns as well. Okay, so all right, pile 2, I think that is your full message. Actually, I am going to give you as well, I did this for pile 1, and I just kind of looked and saw this pack of cards again, and I just think it's a beautiful, cheerful energy to bring in, especially at the end of maybe a kind of hard reading. And so let's see what the Witchlings have to tell you. Getting these two. Rejuvenation. Rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit with a fresh and renewed approach to life. That's perfect. Okay, and communication. Effective communication builds a deep bond grounded in common trust and understanding. Beautiful. And I love that these are, again, in pile 1 we had matching colors at the end here, and we have matching colors here for you, this beautiful blue color. So there is a kind of message coming through with doing this is going to also heal something with your throat chakra. I'm getting a message that there might be new communications coming in for you. It might relate to this Page of Cups here. So opening up this ability to play is going to bring some sort of new communication into your life, whether that's a new ability to receive messages, to receive kind of that inspiration, those downloads from your guides, from the universe, from spirits around you, or perhaps, you know, a truly like tangible communication, a letter, an email, a phone call, or something coming in. So that might resonate for some of you. So, Okay, we're going to leave it there, pile 2. Thank you so much for coming to this reading today. If you liked it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Definitely feel free to leave comments in the comment box below. I absolutely love getting insight into how you're receiving these messages and what resonates for you as well. And then definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and you want to get information about future uploads. I just saw 55:11 on the clock, so I'm getting a message for some of you. That's a message coming through as well, or kind of a nod. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. So thanks so much, pile number 2, and hope to see you again in a future reading. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. I hope you are doing well today. So we are going to take a look at what healing is in your kind of path right now. So what healing is needed, what healing is on its way, about to come into your life, what you can do to kind of speed that up. I'm getting one more card from this deck for you. Interesting. Okay, and we'll get just this card here. All right. Yep. Cards coming out quick for you here today. Pile number 3. So let's take a look. We have regenerate. Beautiful. Decisions. Number 17. Relaxed energy. Beautiful. Number 19. Look at that. Such a sweet image here in this card with this deer. Okay. Interesting. 2 of air. Definitely talking about decisions that you're needing to make. Pink spirit gold limonite with transmutation, devotion, and divine feminine. Number 12. Look at how well these 2 colors go together with this beautiful pink yellow dress that this figure is wearing, and then this pink gold energy here. Very much talking about touching in with that feminine knowledge that we all have within us, you know, regardless of gender, identity. There is always that feminine knowledge that we can tune into, which is a very relaxed, very much in partnership with divine energy. So touching into the flow, being open and receptive to guidance, and I'm getting this sense of walking in meditation. So, you know, in the traditional 2 of Swords card, in a traditional tarot deck, the figure is blindfolded and is essentially being guided without, you know, kind of that 3D ability for sight. So they're tuning into those inner messages coming through, tuning into kind of that wisdom around you of the universe. Yeah, you know, I just was really struck by this robe in this tree here, and for some reason it looked almost like a figure walking through this water. It looks like a spirit walking through this water here to me, and so I feel like it's as if your spirit is being guided. You know, it's not in a physical sense, it's very much intuitive. You know, it's as if you're going on a vision quest in a way, allowing your spirit to walk forward into some sort of terrain, unknown, where you have to make a decision. You're getting guidance. This is so fascinating. Okay, I want to get your tarot cards before I go even further down that road. And I'm going to actually grab a different tarot deck for you. One moment. Okay, so I haven't actually used this beautiful Shadowscapes Tarot deck in a little while. It's one of the first tarot decks that I ever received or used, so it's a little bit curved, as you can see, because it's been shuffled so many times. But I definitely got a strong message there to go ahead. Oh wow, 3 of Wands and 9 of Cups. Look at that journey. Yeah, I definitely got a strong message to pull this deck out specifically for your pile here today. Pile 3, Page of Wands, the Fool, 4 of Cups. Let's get one more card for you, please. Oh, we've got 3 cards. Okay. We'll allow whatever is coming through here. Okay, so we've got the Emperor, the 9 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Let's see if we can fit all of your cards in here. Kind of getting, interesting. Okay, getting a bit of a message to arrange your cards like this, since these 3 came out together. See if we can fit everything in. I think you'll be able to see all of that. Apologize for parts of the cards being blocked. Okay, we're going to go with that, and I'll pull your cards out to show you if necessary. But yeah, so the message coming through here, it's really interesting to see 2 more 9s come out. We also had this happen in pile number 2, where we had 3 9s that ended up coming out in the reading. So you start out with your 9 of water here. You've got another 9 of water, so double 9 of cups energy, which is about wish fulfillment. It's that, you know, the cups, the water energy is very much a spiritual, emotional, being in touch with that intuitive knowledge, you know, that relaxed energy, that inner knowing, very much a divine feminine sense as well. And so it's really interesting as well that you have the Emperor coming out, because that's, and the King of Pentacles. That's kind of the opposite end of that spectrum, very divine masculine energy here. So I do get a feeling that you guys are actually very balanced in your energy already. There's a strong sense of flow, of receptivity, and then being able to actually turn that into action as well, and being able to be vigilant, be able to enact what you envision. It's as if you're crafting and singing with the energy of the universe here. You know, this is a beautiful spread. I really love seeing such a balance of energy. We've got wands, we have cups, we have pentacles. I guess we actually don't have any of the air energy here, which is interesting. But we do have the 2 of swords with that air energy there. So I feel like overall, there's very much still a sense of balance in your spread. It's as if you're able to tune into all 4 elements and use that to guide your decisions. So what is it that's needing healing here? I wonder if you've lost a bit of touch of this power that you have within you, and what is simply needed for your healing here with this rose quartz energy. You know, getting a piece of rose quartz might be really helpful for you guys, because it allows our heart to open up, and it's as if it allows that energy to flow again. You know, that heart chakra is the center of our chakras. We have 3 above and 3 below. And if that heart is closed, it can kind of cut off those chakras from being able to flow and balance out and communicate with each other. And it can kind of throw our whole system out of balance or make it a bit more closed. And so I get a sense that for many of you coming to this reading here, there's a very strong message of tuning into your heart chakra again. Even with this 2 of Swords card, we're getting that guidance here as well. Look at the hands in, prayer formation over the heart chakra. That heart chakra here really shining forth, allowing the flow to occur again. We see the 3 chakras above, we see 1 below here, but then a sword pointing down, and with the balance scales here as well. So there's very much a message coming through of rebalancing your energy and your divine masculine and divine feminine communication, using those 2 powers that you already have within you. It's not something you have to gain or find or look for externally. They're very much already present internally in you, in everyone. No matter how close or far we feel to either of those energies, we have both of those at full power, at full strength, innately within us at all times. And it's just a matter of reconnecting, opening up those channels again, essentially allowing yourself to embody both of those energies. And that is truly when you're able to make divinely guided choices and decisions, is when you do have those aspects of yourself in balance. And so there may be a message to meditate here, to maybe do a heart chakra opening meditation or healing meditation. With these peach blossoms here, I'm getting a message to maybe drink something with peach in it or eat something with peach. Of course, please, this is just for entertainment value. Please only take the advice that you feel is right for you and disregard anything that is not. But yeah, with this 4 of Cups card here, there may have been a sense of almost like that melancholy that we can get when we're out of touch with our heart chakra, when our heart chakra is closed. There can be a sense of apathy, of not finding meaning, of not finding joy, of not, feeling like that love of life. And with all of these surrounding cards here, there's such a sense of embracing life, of really grabbing onto it with both hands and moving it forward, and playing music and dancing and building bridges and walking out into the unknown, looking down on this beautiful landscape and feeling inspired, right? And then bringing things into creation, really rooting down and pulling forth your power. So if you're currently in this kind of stuckness sense of being feeling that sense of apathy, there's a strong message coming through to make that decision, to heal your heart chakra, to move this energy forward, to bring those 2 sides of you into balance. And is there some sort of decision in front of you that you've been putting off or not seeing? Take these steps, open your heart, make that decision, move forward, continue on this divine path in front of you, because I feel like there's a lot of meaning and inspiration around you, surrounding your energy, that's just waiting for you to step forward into it, to decide to grab those reins and ride forward, to pick up that bow again and play along with life, you know, play your own music into the world and dance and sing and thrive. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the book message for this particular card here, this Morel Regenerate card. This is from the Hedgewitch's Field Guide Oracle deck. Okay, so we've got Morel. So this is the Morel section here. I'm going to just hold it up in case you would like to. I'm not going to read the whole thing, so if you'd like to take a screenshot and read it for yourself, feel free to do so. Okay. So we have in forested areas that have been damaged by fire, morels will often come back with a strong bumper crop in the following year. This quality has inspired its oracle property Regenerate. Rotting stumps and deadfalls, scorched, clear-cut, or disturbed ground can be the best places to find morels. Though many people have tried to cultivate morels, their efforts have met with very little success. The natural cycle of forest life and death is essential to this organism, relating it to the tarot card Death, which reminds us that devastation is often the gateway to regeneration. Interesting. So part of the message that's coming through here, it's not quite, you know, take what resonated from that reading, but I'm getting kind of a side along message from that there may be something in your environment that is actually affecting your health, that may be kind of squashing your energy and your ability to listen to yourself at a deep level. And there may be something that needs to essentially die, right? Like I'm getting like maybe a use of an addictive substance like sugar or caffeine. There may be toxic energy or some sort of habit that you do or don't do. Maybe, you know, perhaps you, yeah, okay. There's really specific energies coming through for some people. It's not, these messages are not going to resonate with everybody, so I'm just going to throw out a few specific examples, but please, you know, only take what resonates and just disregard the rest, because some of them are for specific people and may not pertain specifically to your situation or resonate with you, okay? So strong message coming through there. But I'm getting that for some of you, there may be a lack of exercise that's really affecting your ability to have energy and feel powerful to like move forward. Doing yoga might be a really good thing to take up for healing. Drinking more tea and, you know, really like relaxing and reading in the evenings before bed to cultivate a better sleep time routine. Yeah, there's a lot of things here. I'm getting like playing team sports for some of you might be a really good way to get back in touch with like your masculine energy, as well as that feminine sense of like teamwork. Okay, so we're going to leave that because there's so many more examples that could come through. So please, whatever popped into your mind, go with that. But yeah, there's definitely a message of regenerating something into your life. Maybe something else needs to pass out of your life in order for you to get back into this sense of listening to yourself, healing that heart chakra, really being able to be in touch with both the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you, bringing them together to help you make a decision about something, move something forward, bring something from kind of that ethereal, just being an idea or thought or inspiration type of realm into the physical world, embodying it, enacting it, bringing it into action. You know, with the Fool card here, we see you embarking on a journey that's going to be quite fulfilling. You know, there's the King of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Nine of Cups here. You know, a lot of cards of wish fulfillment, of being powerful, of being able to enact and ground your greatest desires that will prove to be very fruitful and abundant. And it all starts with that healing of that heart chakra energy there. So, okay, I want to just do one more card for you because I've been doing this for each pile. I'm just going to pull one card from this Witchlings deck for you, pile number 3, and then we will end your reading after that. Oh, here we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Euphoria. What a beautiful card for you guys, especially with this pink energy coming through and so many of your cards here, and with that heart chakra, rose quartz healing energy, and then look at all these pink hearts here. So cute. Euphoria is a cosmic connection to the magic within and around you. Yeah, and I feel like that's the true essence of opening up that heart chakra, of healing your heart chakra energy, is being able to connect with that euphoria sense again, of that, like, your heart feeling like it's growing and full and thriving, and being able to flow with the joy of life. And yeah, look at all of this. Like, I feel like you'll be getting more enjoyment out of your surroundings, whether that's natural or like the hearts of people around you. Maybe some of you even work with like animals and getting as well, and you're going to be able to get a lot more joy from that as you open up your heart chakra again. Okay, beautiful. So love this for you, pile number 3. Please feel free to leave any comments and like this if you liked it. Definitely subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you're enjoying these readings, that definitely helps to support the channel, and I will see you in a future reading. All right, take care, pile 3. See you next time. Okay, hello, pile number 3. So welcome to your reading about what healing you are needing, something that is around you that is needing healing, coming into your energy. So we're going to start by pulling from some oracle decks here. I've already pre-shuffled these, and we are just going to be pulling one from each deck to get your reading started. I'm actually getting a message to go ahead and pull 2 from this deck, so we will listen to that. This deck is actually a tarot deck, but we'll be using it as an oracle since it does have some kind of overall energy, kind of oracle-like energy to it. Oh, I'm actually getting 2. So you're the only pal who's getting 2 of these cards today. So a lot of cards wanting to come out already for your reading. All right, let's get started. So we have Elder. This is the elderberry with ritual. Interesting. 22 with vitality. Vitality also came out, but in a different deck. I believe for pile number 1. No, I think it was for pile number 2. Oh, no, it was pile number 1. So you may be drawn to that one. Oh, interesting. 23 with appreciate. And then we have the 4 of water. And then we have Andara Palladium with adoration, wonder, and inner fire, number 43. Okay, and I'm actually getting a message to wait on this one. We're going to pull out your tarot cards first. All right, pile 4. And for your tarot cards, we are going to be using this Journey of the Sacred Bee Tarot. Really getting a strong message coming through about self-image. I feel like almost with this window and this path looking out that there's a bit of a journey needed here. I'm getting in the realm of how you see yourself, something about an element of how you see yourself. Ten of Swords rune. Sounds like I'm hearing that there's been something pretty challenging that you've been going through in that area of your life. King of Wands, kind of like reclaiming your crown in some way, your right to see yourself as powerful, as a leader. Yeah, Four of Swords, recovery. So definitely a strong message of recovery coming through. Just going to set this here. Should be able to still see that. Okay, let's get a few more tarot cards here. What healing energy is needing to come in for pile number 4? 2 of Cups, love. Beautiful. 3 of Discs, effort. Okay. Oh, I'm actually getting these 2. Yeah, 8 of Swords, interference, and 5 of Cups, disappointment. Okay. So for some of you, this may have been in the realm of love, that this injury, disappointment, almost a feeling of ruin, if that resonates for you. I very much see that you're having to make a true effort to recover here, and that there may have been, I don't know, I'm almost getting a message that there may have been people around you who didn't necessarily help. They may actually have harmed, and I don't know, do you have like unsupportive family members, or were there friends who turned out to not really be friends, or maybe this was within a friend group that this happened and you lost some people who you thought would stand by you. I don't know, I'm just getting there kind of this sense of like a lot of heartbreak, and in the area of relationships and connection. And if that's not resonating, it definitely could be in some element or in some area of your life where your inner fire comes in. So an area of passion, maybe of purpose, maybe a career or like a side hustle that you have going that's really speaks to your heart, or maybe in some area of creative, some area of creativity for you. But however it resonates, it could even be in your health. You may have been going through some difficult times, but whatever area of your life this is speaking to you, and it's going to be different for everybody, I am seeing that it's really impacted the way you see yourself. You're seeing yourself now as perhaps someone who's been broken, been scarred, and instead of looking at that as a sign of your strength, you're seeing it almost as this reflection of your failure. And your guides are really coming through here strongly with a message of flipping that around, of going through the underworld here of that, you know, if you've been kind of pushed into the dark in a way, if you've been taken into a place where it feels like something, a dream has died, or some, you know, relationship has died, whatever it might be, and you're being kind of like thrown into your own grief and mourning and loss and despair, take that as the beginning of a journey, you know. And some of you may be already on this journey, you know, have already walked what feels like miles perhaps. I'm really getting this just such a strong like journey energy here, and that it almost has the feeling of this ritual. And I really being drawn to the black elderberries here and the pomegranate seeds. You know, pomegranate, and the meaning of this card is very much that the power of the underworld, right? That ritual of going through the underworld, that the legend of Persephone being taken into the underworld by the god of the underworld, Hades, and her eating of some of the pomegranate. And depending on the version of the story, she actually becomes the queen of the underworld for half the world, or half of the year. And so she essentially embodies the power of that underworld. And for half of the world, she lives there and reigns over the world under ours. And for half of the world, she's, you know, in our world, bringing essentially the seeds, the fruits of that knowledge out up into the overworld, right? Our world that we see 3D in front of us. So there's a message here to take the lessons that you've learned from whatever this is that you've been going through. It feels almost like a wish was lost, as if there was something that you wished upon that fleetingly came and then left, or passed you by, and it just absolutely broke your heart. And you're being asked to use that to build yourself up again, that it's not a reflection of any sort of failure, that it's actually a message of you being protected from something that wasn't right. It wasn't actually meant for you. It wasn't truly on your path, and there's something better coming. And it was meant to actually build your resilience, your muscles, and even your regard of self, you know, your ability to recover and your ability to come back to life and come back even stronger and more wise, and even a person with greater depth than before, right? Somebody who can pass that wisdom on to others that you gained through your journey through this darkness. And I'm definitely getting a message here that it's also, you know, sometimes when things like this happen to us, it flips our world on its head. And it, in a strange way, because, you know, it sounds maybe counterintuitive, but these types of, you know, losses and devastation and times when we feel like we go through darkness and we almost don't know how we're going to find our way back to the light and how we're ever going to look at ourselves in the mirror again, they get us in touch with the wonder of life itself, the wonder of being a human and how resilient humans are, and the kind of craziness of life and all of its ups and downs. You know, there's that saying that you can't truly know joy if you've never truly known sorrow. And, you know, the depth of your experience of darkness and grief and sadness is then also equally reflected with the heights of joy and exuberance and just absolute gratitude and wonder that you can reach. And so I get the feeling here that, similar to like lifting weights, right? You break down and tear muscle fiber so that it can build up even stronger again. It's as if you're having to kind of break down some of your self in a way so that you can rebuild it stronger again. So don't look at those scars that you have with anything other than wonder, you know? Look at them with pride. See their beauty. It reminds me of that story of, you know, there's like the Japanese teaching story about if something falls and shatters, then they mend it, and I forget what it's called, but it's like a type of craft or they mend it with actual, it's like a gold filling. And so you can see the cracks, they're not hidden, but they're filled with gold, similar to the scars here on this figure's face. And they show the beauty, they show the beauty of the breaking and the mending. And it actually makes that piece of, that cup or plate or whatever it might be, that vase, stronger than it was before. And even more beautiful in many people's eyes as well. So I'm curious about this message, though, about there may be people around you that haven't been supportive of your recovery. I'd like to get a little more insight into that. I'm going to use a different tarot deck and just ask for some insight into if there's something going on with people around you, or energies or situation around you that you need some guidance on. Okay, so we have 3 cards here. Queen of Swords, interesting, the King of Pentacles, and the 4 of Swords. I'm getting a bit of a parental energy for some of you. It may not be actual parents, your actual parents for everybody, but if there is some sort of parental figures, it could even be like mentors or bosses, or like community figures, or it could even, I'm getting a message too that it could even be somebody or people that you have been watching like their videos, or reading advice from, or something like that. I'm just getting that there could be some energy coming through. Normally this 4 of Swords, it's interpreted as like a rest and recovery. It can be seen as a bit of a peaceful card, but what's coming through actually with this particular message here, this threesome of cards, is that this energy coming in with these 3 swords almost like pointing at this figure, is that the messages, the communications that are coming to you from these figures are actually quite damaging. And it may be that they're giving information with the best of intentions, but it may just be not what's needed for you right now. It may be the way that you're hearing it is really triggering something within you and not allowing you to kind of let this go, or to get the right perspective where you're able to look at something that's transpired and not gone the way that felt good to you, the way that you had hoped for, and understanding that it was actually, being able to so it's quite a skill, right, to be able to look at a situation that's gone badly, right, quote unquote badly, and to be able to see the hidden jewel in the situation, to be able to look at a dark cloud and say, well, we need clouds because they produce rain, and rain helps grow the food that we all depend on, right? So kind of a strange analogy, but what I'm trying to get at is that you need to be able to transmute the situation into something positive and understand how it's actually, you need to be able to turn it into something that you can appreciate, that lights your inner fire, grows your vitality. And so if you're getting messages that are shaming you or telling you that you messed up and you should have done things differently, or that you should be, I don't know, feeling badly about it in some way, the message strongly coming through here is to please just disregard those messages. Lay these messages to rest. Turn a blind ear. Okay? Literally just let them go. And I do think that it would be important for you to seek out messages somewhere else that feel nurturing and supportive. and that you come away from those messages feeling gratitude, feeling empowered, and being able to look at yourself with a new sense of, I'm a beautiful person. I am stronger because of this, what happened. I'm able to turn this into something beautiful and good for me and for others. I can turn this into a lesson that I can then use to empower myself and protect myself and go on to bigger, better, greater things. You know, nothing that happens in our life is meant to poison us, is meant to turn ourselves against ourselves, right? Nothing that happens in our life is truly meant to hurt us and knock us down. It's meant to help us grow. It's meant to help us course correct. It's there for a lesson so that we can take that and turn it into resilience and strength and empowerment, and turning it into a beautiful lesson that we can pass on to others as well. And I'm really being drawn to this elder as well with this word ritual. I do think that there is something that's coming from this that will in the future have almost a spiritual feeling, as if this part of your journey is going to turn into something that became really significant for your own spiritual growth and ascension. And, you know, it may sound really strange right now, because if you're in the midst of the pain and the hurt and the sorrow of this, the heartache, it can be hard to see, right? But I do get the very strong message, and I think your guides are wanting to give this to you, that you will be able to look at this time in your life with appreciation in the future. So I'd like to get a couple more cards for you, but before I do that, I'm going to actually read from the book about this card. I've been doing that for each pile, just reading from this particular guidebook. So we have Elder. Okay, so for each of these plants in this guidebook, they have a long section that talks about their medicinal and traditional use properties. So if you would like to read that on your own, feel free to take a screenshot. Here is the next page as well. And then I'm just going to read this last paragraph here about the oracle property. Okay. So the oracle property ritual is inspired by the countless ancient traditions and rituals surrounding this tree. There are records of using an elder branch in wedding ceremonies to bind two people, rituals for seeing and communicating with the Fae, and rituals for the planting, harvesting, and use of the tree itself. Rituals are an important part of community building and daily life structure, enormously helpful to those who aspire to lead thoughtful and productive lives. Think about ways personal rituals can enrich your life, whether they take the form of journaling, exercise, sacred ceremony, or something as simple as making a daily list of what you would like to accomplish. Rituals can strengthen relationships, ease tension, and provide structure in this busy and often hectic world. Okay, beautiful. So the very strong advice coming through for you, pile number 4, is to develop some sort of ritual around this situation. And it may sound really strange, but bear me out. So what does this mean, right? Forming a ritual around this situation. Whatever this is resonating for you, I feel that you're in some need to have a ritual that will help you to essentially turn this into a way that's you can find the spiritual growth out of this situation. And even if it's not like, oh, you find some, deeper meaning in what happened, even if it's literally like, okay, this happened, it was terrible, I never want to go through that again, I just want to forget it and move on. great. Build a ritual for building yourself back up. Build a ritual for nurturing your own appreciation of yourself, building your own vitality. This could be a meditation that you do every day. This could be just anything, taking a bath, walking under the full moon. This could be a way of journaling every morning. This could be, eating a pomegranate and appreciating every seed, or every seed that you eat, you think about something that you love about yourself, and, some way that you're able to rebuild that self-love, that sense of adoration for your own self and what you bring into this world. Everybody is unique. We all bring something incredibly unique that nobody else could ever duplicate or hope to imitate. We are all so different from each other in so many little and big ways. And so your own unique brand of magic deserves to be appreciated and deserves to have, a sense of wonder around it. And just being grateful for your own unique brand of magic and strength that you bring into the world. I'm just getting the sense that is very much the healing that you are needing. And I'd actually really like to read from this book for you as well. So we have number 43. Okay. The Andorra and Palladium vibrations remind you of the importance of keeping the relationship to your inner child alive. This is key to activating joy, and joy is essential for healing. What can you do in your daily life to spark joy? Andorra is heart cleansing, heart opening, and heart strengthening. Has your heart been hurting? Allow the tones of the bowl to ease any pain and wash it clean. So these cards actually come with a QR code on the back. Don't know if you'll be able to utilize this QR code, but feel free to take a picture, take a screenshot, so you can actually listen to the tones. Highly recommend this pack if anyone's interested. It's this deck, this Crystal Sound Healing Oracle. So I didn't say that for anyone else, and I don't get any sort of like sponsorship or anything like that for any of the decks that I use. Oh, I almost forgot we had this separate card down here, so we'll take a look at that in a moment too. But just getting a message coming through for some of you that deck with its healing tones might actually be really helpful. But so that message with bringing joy back into your daily life, it might be essential for you to form a ritual that brings joy. And I think this also was, I believe it was pile number 3, that this message of bringing joy back into your daily life was really, really strong. So if you're drawn to pile 3 as well, or if you came here from pile number 3, definitely a nod, kind of an affirmation to either watch that or that message was definitely also meant for you. But let's take a look at this card. Tiger's Eye, Celestial Gold Rebirthed. Courage, liberation, and healing the heart. Beautiful. And this is 16, which I feel is so appropriate because that's the number of the Tower card in tarot. And I do think that there was a bit of a Tower moment here that you are still recovering from. So this healing the heart and courage and liberation, this is really reiterating that message that this was actually meant for your liberation. And this golden healer quartz here, very similar to Tiger's Eye in its energy as well. Yeah, it feels very synchronistic that you were drawn to this crystal as well here. And I just was having a couple of hiccups, which is always a confirmation to me that these messages are being channeled a bit. Okay, so We're going to end with just a couple more cards for you. I've been doing this for each pile and just pulling a card or two from this deck. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow. Okay, definitely a confirmation if you were drawn to pile number 3, because this was actually their card that came out. So Euphoria. Euphoria is a cosmic connection to the magic within and around you. Beautiful. We'll go ahead and pull one more card from this deck. I think this one. Strength. Yeah. Okay. So we have strength. Inner strength is the power within that pushes action into all areas of life. Beautiful. Okay, I feel like your message is complete there, pile number 4. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope that this reading helped you. I hope for your healing, and I'm so sorry for what has transpired. And you are so strong, and your guides just want to let you know that they adore you and that you deserve to adore yourself. So last message coming through there for you. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day or night wherever you are coming from in the world. And if you liked this reading, definitely give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more readings as I post them. And then feel free to leave any comments in the commentary section below. I always love to receive comments and see how these readings are resonating for each of you. So see you in a future reading, pile 4. Take care. Bye-bye.